Hello, thank you for being here. This is the third episode of my ongoing series where I sit down with you all and talk about some of the photos I took in Bangladesh. Today, we'll be taking a look at some of the photos I took using Cinestill 50D on my Contax T2. So, without any further delay, let's take a look at the photos I took. I really like this place. This is probably one of my favorite spots in Dhaka to hang out. I really love how the tree is placed right in the middle of the frame, and there's two men on the opposite side of the picture to balance out the composition. If we look through the small opening of the door, we can see a rickshaw passing by, and I got very lucky with that. The halation in this picture is looking amazing. Oftentimes, halations are created when there's lighting that are artificial. But in this picture, I believe the halations are taking place because the light is leaking through some tree branch. The playfulness that's taking place with the shadow and the light is taking me back to a memory from my childhood. This picture came out a bit blurry, but at some extent, I'm happy that this picture came out blurry. As I mentioned before, this place and this lighting takes me back to a moment in my childhood. The fact that this picture is not clear and is blurry is making that feeling even more prominent. Oftentimes, I try my best not to take any pictures during the night time unless I have 800T loaded into my camera, but since this is Cinestill and I knew there would be some halation if I took some pictures, I decided to try my luck and take a few pictures. There was a concert happening and a group of people just gathered and they started dancing. I really enjoyed that interaction that was taking place between these people that doesn't know each other, so I decided to turn on the flash and take a few pictures. Just to see how the pictures would come out if I did take the picture without the flash, I took this one picture and this picture is decent. Not because this picture came out amazing or the lighting, shutter speed, aperture, everything was perfect, but because of the fact everything was not perfect, but I can still see the people are dancing, and when I close my eyes, I can go back to that moment. So yeah, in a personal level, this picture came out perfect. Here we can see a bunch of people dancing. I wish the camera flash wasn't as harsh as it is. There are often times you could put gels on top of the flash and the pictures come out nice. I wish I did that because this one man that is standing on the left side, that man was a little bit too close to the camera, so his whole head got bombarded with the flashlight. First I took this picture without the flash and I wasn't sure if the picture would be decent or it would be complete wash, but this picture came out very beautiful. If I knew what I know now, I would have stood there for a couple of minutes and wait for the man to face the sky or face the light that was on top of his head or face me, then take this picture again. But instead, just to be safe, I turned on the flash and I took a couple of more photos of him. And this pictures also came out decent, but I think the picture that I took without the flash came out quite beautiful. So the next day, as I was going down to my next destination, I saw there was an accident and there was a few people that were gathered around the two cars that got into an accident. And the two drivers, they were bickering at each other. I was on a motorcycle, so luckily I got to tell my motorcycle driver, hey, can you stop for 1 second or can you slow down? In this picture, we can see the two drivers that are bickering with each other, and the guy who crashed would not hear it at all. Like he's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not paying you anything. And at the moment he had his hand up, shutting him down, I took the picture. I saw this man, he was making some jalapi. I didn't want to bother him, so I just kinda snuck behind him and took this picture, but as soon as I clicked the shutter, he turned around and looked at me, which turned out to be a bliss because this picture came out amazing. I saw a couple of men, they were sitting on top of a truck and they were playing cards. They're all truck drivers and this is their downtime, so they're enjoying their company. There was another man sleeping on a truck right next to them, and I was hoping that man would also be in the frame, but unfortunately this is a rangefinder camera and things that are in the corner often get cut off, and my luck was bad, but nonetheless the composition is looking amazing. This picture is probably the best picture from this roll. I was a bit skeptical and I was wondering if I should include this picture because this man just butchered a chicken. But this man was so happy that I was taking his picture that I just couldn't help but enjoy this picture and include this picture in this roll. This picture came out decent. I do wish that I took a few steps back and gave this picture a bit of breathing space, but nonetheless, this picture came out alright. I took this picture very early in the morning. I'm really enjoying this composition. I think this composition is taking me back to 1970s or 1960s. I think this picture is a time capsule. The car that we see on the right side and the bus that we see on the left side, both are very old models. I would assume that those two cars has been on the street for more than 40 years. The fact that I took this picture at a time that there was not much traffic rush, and then this picture was taken in a film at an early morning, anybody will mistake this picture as a picture that was taken back in 1980s. This is my favorite picture of all time. When I die, I want somebody to print this picture and put it on top of my gravestone. I took a picture in this place 2 years ago and I decided to go back and take a few more photos there. I think it is very important to go back to the places and take pictures during different times with different lighting, different people, and different cars. But there's one thing that is constant in this area, is a traffic man. I was passing by this hospital where I took a few pictures last year, and I saw this man sitting on a wheelchair, surrounded by some of his friends and his kids. And this was the last picture from this roll. You see, I wasn't feeling so great today and I really didn't want to sit down in front of the camera and make this video. But then I realized one thing. Everybody in this planet wants to be fit. Most people are not. We all want to quit something, build something, do something, fix something. Most people don't. How many things in this planet we wanted to fix, change, but we slowly walked away from? And we're not the only one. Most people don't. But every once in a while, out of thousands and millions, one or some takes a leap of faith and faces the rejection, failure, humiliation, and they come out of the other side bolder, stronger, better. But most people won't, which means the ones that do changes everything. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.